I'm just not sure anymore. Like, it's not that I've lost hope.
Hangzhou's too close.
Yes. We are, of course, in Shanghai for our very first game, but let's break this down a little bit further because I see some interesting runes. Not the electrocute cannon once again. ADD has gone for the safer and airy for the poke, and 369 over towards the phase rush, which we don't see as much anymore on the rise.
Yeah, phase rush just because he feels like he has a good matchup for himself. Usually you see a Comet if you're going into a pretty difficult matchup that you need the extra range. If you go Rune Prison, just to be able to get the Comet damage down. In this case, I mean, one I want to focus on is, of course, it is the Halo Blades being picked up by Meteor. He's actually, what seems like he's going red to Wolfcam? Or is he going buff to buff? Seems like it could be the case.
Buff to buff, it seems.
Yeah, buff to buff. So that still means that he needs to be able to pick up his Wolf, Gromp, to be able to get that level 3 mark. Something that we still need to look towards. You still have a long time, a minute, until Skeletal Crabs comes up.
Yep.
And his focus should be looking towards top lane and mid lane for that gank. Mid lane's going to be really difficult, by the way.
Yep.
Just because the reason why the Lucian is so effective here is not just because of the trading ability, dealing with the Silas, as you can already see, coming out, push potential as well, but also the dash makes it so, you know when we talk about the Abscondent of Duck being crucial to be able to set up the gank, he needs to be able to use it in response to the knock-up that Meteor picks up. But here comes the gank.
All right, speaking of predictions, the top lane now up to ADD to predict that the flash comes through first from XX, gets the slow, the flag and drag. Easily done here from the jungler of top esports.
Yeah, gets it done early, really early on. Gets his Krugs and he's already up there. While Meteor, he went buff to... Oh, don't do that.
Oh, we say don't TP towards. Why do we say it, Raz? Because of this. The flag drag, XX is still here. ADD, we were singing your praises, and now you've just gone and done that.
His jungler went towards his Raptors, man. You always have to teleport on your tower, unless if you have the jungler to be able to back you up. Cardinal sin. It's not like the man's not just going to roll right back up topside. Now, that's 2 kills on the Jarvan really early on.
Man, that's just so damn rough.
And if you want to see that 2-kill J4, he is going to be the point of view stream, of course. That's going to be on Doyu and Huya.
It's great timing.
Gander that one.
BLG trying to find small windows where they can. It's the bottom lane now we focus on that Meteor has moved into. So as Loken and Ben get the trade back towards Jinjiao and Shinmo, Meteor at level 4 from the wave can make his engage.
Yeah. Let's see if we can get anything here.
Good dredge line. Ben forced to flash.
Yeah, even better flash there. Perfect timing. At least he now knows that Meteor is going to be bot side. It's just kind of insane to be able to see a situation where, of course, I don't know if you guys are seeing this yourselves. There we go.
There we go. That's our POV.
I don't know what it is, but my screen is just dead.
I just saw XX in the corner. I thought, well, that's
either way, my point is that, you know, at the end of the day, the fact that Meteor was seen going to his Krugs is unfortunate for BLG, simply because now ADD's put in the most impossible position that he put himself in. Makes it so much easier now for J4 to support Lucian, knowing that, you know, 369 will be able to provide vision on the top side of the map for him. So BLG already starting this one on an oof.
Yeah, a bit rough. 2 kills going straight to the J4. And if I was the top lane, I'd be like, well, at least the Ryze doesn't have it. But Ryze in the top lane has triple Sapphire Crystal, which is not something you often see.
Yeah, I mean, he's just trying to get to his tier early on as well. So, like, there's a lot of things. Remember, Righteous Glory is the go-to afterwards.
Yep.
He's in a perfect position for himself to play this one out.
Very true. Meteor trying to come up to the top lane, even things back out now. Controlled in the brush means that Meteor can walk past this, but not sure of the try right now. And underneath Dart, 369 feeling pretty comfy.
There's not much he can do in this side of the map with the wave pushing in. And honestly, just being here to defend him just in case. They have no eyes on where J4 is. As you can see, he's already leaning towards the side of the map, the bottom side that is. So we'll see if the gank is possible.
It's an Infernal Drake first as well, remember, Raz. So this is a great side to hover. And with no camps up and available, the J4 can look to enter mid, look back towards the bottom lane, or even just start this dragon up.
I would just love to see the Observer actually look to the bottom side, because that's where most of the action is happening. He was able to clear out a lot of vision on the bot side just because of Loken and Ben, you know, able to shove this lane out. So really early Infernal Dragon. Well done by Xiangsong. Top Esports have started out this one early.
So good predict, though, from BLG as the double flash comes through. They want to get something in the top side, and it's 369. Now with a return kill, going over to Meteor. Retribution won't go to ADD, but at least the Rise drops.
Just a lot of questionable decisions happening in the top lane. Your bot side just got a full shove, and we're doing Infernal.
Yep.
You had a pretty damn good idea that that top lane pressure was coming through, but 369 really stuck his head out there.
Hurts 369 just as much as it hurt ADD in the beginning. So while top side are having their own shenanigans, the junglers benefiting, and ADD using the ult to get the full push out. He's now back in a small advantage, only for now.
Yeah, so it's at least, ADD, I wouldn't even say it's a clear-cut advantage. I still like what Rise is being able to get for himself here, but, I mean, coming back into the lane, has had it fully shoved out. That's what you want to be able to see for ADD that started this one out so poor so early on. And I think for Meteor, even better, because able to get that first kill and a great successful gank. That's something we've wanted to be able to see from him to start this one off. Really good ward here, catching him out, so nothing can happen throughout the mid lane.
About to say, Meteor unaware, walks into the mid lane, spotted out, and Knight can easily back away. So hard to gank the Lucian as it is.
I would love to see him go for a bot lane gank through the, the lane bushes. We already saw that first attempt resulted in Ben using his own flash. Him going for a lane gank, super easy with the Nautilus in tow.
Remember, we had a lot of focus about the solo lanes here, but for the bottom side, it seems like Jin Zhao already 10 CS ahead. Although, going into a BF Sword and Loken now, Raz, the BF Sword early for Kai'Sa means one thing. We're setting up for a later Infinity Edge. We could be going back towards Storm Razors, of course.
It's definitely a Storm Razor in my eyes. I just think that she needs that kind of damage, especially in the matchup. A lot of poke coming through from the Sivir.
Also believe we saw this the other night, couple of nights ago here in the LPL, where the BF Sword gets picked up first, then it's back towards something like a tier, depending on how the Kai'Sa goes. So keep an eye on that one, because Meteor towards the bottom side could accelerate Jin Zhao and Shinmo.
Both side lanes have to just peace out from the tower. I think it was really well done from ADD to completely get the hell out of dodge, just because in that situation, Knight and XX were leaning to that side of the map. So he's just taking a lot of L's here. It's unfortunate from his side, but has to play it as smart as possible.
Biggest issue right now is that Meteor's been spotted on a ward and now caught out, binded down, sends the ulti out, and Jarvan's coming in. He wants a Cataclysm, but forces the flash out of Meteor. So key summoner down. Meteor has to back away, while mid was also getting priority as well.
Yeah, XX knew that Meteor was going to flash in that situation. If he hadn't, then he would have been able to expend his own flash, got a Cataclysm of his own. So moments like that, you love to see it from top esports.
So easy to snowball the advantage, it seems, at this point as well. ADD, a couple of seconds too late here. The back going to be done by 369, who finally accumulates some of those Sapphire Crystals into a tier and a lost chapter.
There we go. Good point for himself right now. So 369, I think, is set. You already look at the goal lead that he has in the top side of the map. It's pretty huge for being 8 minutes into the game.
True. Hello. Let's go for the 1v1 now. Xin Zhao known for the 1v1s, but XX level 6 drops a Cataclysm down. Depth charge here as well. Knight joins the fray, but in comes Koro first. Cataclysm responded onto Knight. He saves the Relentless Pursuit to get out, and that's all he can do, because top esports lose their jungle.
That's impactful. That really is. Because that was a great timing from Shinmo to make that rotation. And remember, 9 minutes on a dot, you have 50 seconds from the Rift Herald from coming up. So not only can you get the control ward down, get the shove in the adjacent lanes, it's going to be much harder for XX to actually now contest that without his flash. Feels
like it's going to open up BLG to get some of that bottom side vision, which they're so sorely lacking at the moment. Because remember, there's a mountain coming up with a team that has Sylas, Sivir, and of course the cannon for the dive potential and also the attack on some of those mid lane turrets.
I think right now BLG is in a really comfortable place. Usually you would have your dual lane shove out and look to go top side to back up the Rift Trail take. But right now, they can keep the lanes as they are. And take a look. He's in a pretty bad spot. 369.
ADD has ult once again. Level 7 cannon onto the 8 rise.
So
Meteor looking for the dive down. Audacious charge is available, but ADD takes 2 turret shots and a bit of Q damage from 369. Look at where XX is. If they stay, they could die.
So close being able to pick up that kill on 369. It was just in range. Xin Zhao would have been able to take it. Of course, Ward being able to catch out Xiong Xiong. I don't know if he can even start this.
He started it before. Rift Herald's on a bit of a journey. But he'll back away eventually. Securing vision before he leaves as well, so top esports. Both sides of the river comfortable for now.
So this is one of those moments. Really depends on either team. Right now, BLG has the bot lane shove. They have that advantage going with Ricochet and everything as long as she's willing to expend the mana to do it. Where they can rotate their dual lane up top side. That's what a lot of LPL teams have been doing to be able to get a great and easy Rift Herald take. It also allows your support to be able to, go for deeper invades, help alongside. You already saw the advantage with Shinmo being there for them when Xin Zhao was making the rotation back to the bottom side of the map.
Yep.
Not going to happen. You can already see 369 is just making bank.
This one keeps staying down the bottom side of the map, and yes, the top side is getting heavily shoved in to the point of 20 CS here for the Rise, but back towards the bottom lane. Shinmo with Moby Boots trying to deter XX from coming in, who gets spotted out over a ward, hovering around this Mountain Dragon that's now up.
Ooh.
Smart pathing, but will it be started? No, it's purely to get rid of vision.
They're going to get pushed out here. You can already see them getting converged on.
Now for XX, he has Warriors, so does Meteor, so both junglers have hit their one item.
That's what I love to see. If you are, that far ahead as a Jarvan, don't go tanky just yet. Build up Warriors and get to that point. Right now, he's going to be dealing heaps amount of damage. Just take a look at this. It seems like BLG are relentless.
So that's going to be insane. That's an electrocute Jarvan as well. BLG, as you mentioned, just hovering around the bot side, but the problem with the Lucian mid, who's 20 CS up as well, is he can get an easy shove, start making his way down the river, and turn this into a quick 4v3.
Yeah, certainly the first one to move has the offensive summoner advantage as well. So if we're just talking about top esports being confident here, it's because you always see, if you look at the minimap, Lucian the first one to make it over.
Yeah, he's starting to make his way over. It's ult for ult, Cataclysm there as they get a two-man light binding, but Ben going to be engaged on by Meteor, the depth charge onto the 80 carry, but the ultimate comes out, the final spark. Loken ults in too early as well. BLG get the first kill, now for the second onto the J4. How are they 4v5ing this well? Doesn't matter because Knight sends out the culling. Shinmo goes golden with the Ignite, and Knight eventually gets him. The Boomerang Blade for the trade. Kuro's now finally joined the party, but top esports trade 1-for-1.
Yeah, top esports should have slowed that one down a little bit more. At the end of the day, it comes down to Loken ulting and immediately thought he had the opportunity to go for the play. But it's not possible. I think just needed to wait a little bit longer for Knight to get in on the action. Had the rotation over Kuro. So love to see that play one more time because I think it was great to start with top esports. The only issue and why it was prolonged was simply because Meteor's ultimate made it so difficult for people who wanted to commit to the fight. So take a look at this because he was put in the pen. Jarvan said, you stay in here for a little while longer, taking a lot of damage. So he's like, all right, let's see if we can get any damage on him. Loken's the one who committed, ulted in, just so he can get a larger angle in the last auto attack to be able to take down Meteor, but he gets bursted down so early.
I will say Ben really salvaged that fight though. Locks down Shinmo and Culling eventually comes out while we see a fight back in the top side.
Stunned him.
Definitely LPL time as 369 underneath the turret. Oh boy, almost takes NED with him. The junglers now have at it, but Kuro interrupts the play, almost follows him for the Culling to come through, stolen away. Knight says, I'm sorry, sir. I'm sorry I gave it to him, but luckily he escapes too.
2 separate points of the battlefield. Please hunt him
they're
down.
Gonna find him. No, it's a blue buff first. Yeah, no one expects the brush.
The only ones who will know about it are the fans and the coaches. The coaches right now are just crying.
No one's going to talk about it. This is a good moment, though, for BLG. You were mentioning before, even though they're a 1k gold down, still a lot of control toward the top side river that keeps being gained because Meteor is so proactive on the map right now.
Yeah, I think Meteor is doing a great job just being that bridge. At this point in time, Kuro needs time. If you take a look at his items, man, of course he's not fully investing towards the Zhonya's. He just wants to be able to have that extra bit of armor underneath him, just for the laning phase, so he can get to a strong enough point. At least he has Proto Belt picked up. As long as he's in a strong area where he can put himself on side lane, once they get out of the early portions of the game, they're in a strong position. But take a look at the turret plating gold that's been distributed.
Very small amount, considering how fast we expected top esports to go, but more of the testament of BLG. 640 on the rise.
That's the major focus here. Not only did the early assist gold, still pretty sad that Jarvan took both of those kills, even though he's doing well himself, because of the kill goals went on towards Rise. He was already doing quite well within the laning phase based on the matchup alone, and then being able to pick up the turret plating goal, the turret kill gold. Right now, he's just a real menace on side lanes. It's going to be happening later on in the game, but right now, he's making ADD sweat.
That 30 CS plus the Archangel staff. Still has the Sapphire Crystal in inventory, but with the Tenacity boots, ADD's not locking him down, not for long. Still looking for his first item in the top lane. As he's been shoved out, he's left towards the top side with his TP in hand, and 369 is just getting some of that deeper vision, deeper control, and still looks to stay in lane.
There's a lot of places you can go with that Mana Crystal. I'm excited to see where he ends up going. The Knee Shroud is, of course, the Rod of Ages, but I don't expect that at all. Usually you end up going towards the Righteous Glory, so that's probably the go-to, just to have the Glacial Shroud. Glacial Shroud doesn't make too much sense within the laning phase matchup, but in terms of the team fight perspective, where you're able to, get some real ground on some enemies. Let's say if you get into a flank position, but obviously if you're just trying to look for some pick potential with, added on towards Kuro as well, makes sense. So hold on to that for a little bit longer.
Can be really abusive in the 1v1.
Yeah, it's pretty abusive.
He could just run towards people. Now, remember what I said about the TP advantage here as Dragons being started up? BLG now on the hunt has been popped as that's what Jin Zhao's going to do with that Essence Reaver. Pokes them out, they get the Dragon, and now it's one elemental for one elemental.
And top esports just were not positioned right for the fight. They were just, not only were they spread out just to be able to see if they can threaten them on a flank, but at the end of the day, they just were not going to commit 369 to that fight, who holds right now the majority of the gold.
He didn't use a dodge Q. If he dodges Q, he's okay in this lane, but for the latter, nope, you don't want to be there. Eventually lose out that wave, and as we're looking there and the Rise starts bullying across, he picked up an extra 10 CS lead over ADD, and this is slowly blowing out of hand, with Kuro now having to flex between mid and the potential of ganking that top side.
But take a look at this. Not only does he have that 40 CS advantage that we were talking about, has his Glacial Shroud now, and at this point in time, top esports are going to just start to like to play a slower pace 1-3-1 game. I would love to see Lucian get put on a side lane, specifically the bottom side of the map, before the next Dragon comes in tow, because 4 minutes on, double Mountain Dragon is a real threat to deal with, where BLG can completely negate your side lane push just to say, okay, we'll group up around Baron. It's the LPL go-to, and now we have the added incentive of, Sivir damage alongside the double Mountain to be able to rip it to shreds. So top esports do not want BLG to have that ease of access.
And it's such an incentive for BLG, because if they deny a double Mountain to a double AD carry comp, Baron just gets taken a little bit further down to the priority list. So good denial there from BLG, as it were. 3:30 to find the next one. And as we get closer towards a mid-game where fights should be coming across, remember, there's a big lead in the mid lane for top esports as well, with their only suffering lane being the bot right now.
You're alone, buddy.
Speaking of suffering, Meteor going to be caught out here, locked on down, pops the ulti. He should die very quickly, but now it's a further fight as ADD comes on in, almost finds 3, but they do lock down XX. On the backside, Jin Zhao has found Ben, but Top are re-engaging. Final spark from Kuro. Ben's going to be engaged on the backside. Now, this is all about Kuro because he has the flank position. Top esports are chasing Shinmo. He sits back, he waits. Shinmo dredge lines away, but he gets ignited for the kill, and Knight is pushing forward. A big win here for top esports.
Very weird from Meteor, because if he saw that situation, he should have known the members that were in the area. This kind of played that game of chicken, saying, I'm going to be here. I have the people who are around me. Just don't take that fight.
Yep.
Top esports double down in that situation and come up trumps, because if we take a look back at that one, I don't know what Meteor was even really thinking.
He's going in the brushes just to see what was happening.
There's a lot of confidence in the members around him. And if you take a look at the vision behind him, if you get to a point where the observers ever toggle that, he didn't have any information.
Yep.
Realm Warp essentially getting a flank on him. He was working on the assumption that the worst case scenario didn't exist.
Yeah.
So puts himself out to dry. BLG run rampant around them just to be able to at least get a pick in that situation. Thankfully they do, but they still got to get out of it.
You can see the potential of ADD in that fight. And we were talking so much about the top lanes that for me, I went straight to the cannon. What did his ult provide? And it was almost that 3-man lockdown. It was almost the potential for a big team fight from BLG, but good kiting away from Knight and from XX to just reposition.
Yeah, so still a great moment there for top esports. I think something we could always highlight in that moment is just the vision control that they had behind them.
Very true.
That's something that allows them to create these plays with such confidence. That being said, Knight's got to get out of here.
We'll be about vision now. Knight's already used the Relentless Pursuit, looking for the stun here from ADD, but that's an easy getaway while Ben just does the same thing in the bottom lane by himself.
Completely zoning him off. Silas trying to at least pick up something in that wave, and it's kind of minion wave too.
It's going to be taking the turret down even faster. 369 is unrelenting in this side lane. Give him 300 more gold and a level lead over ADD. The Silas has to go and respond as he's like, right now I can deal with the Rise, but in all honesty, I'm not sure anyone can.
Yeah, I think he's just consistently taking the weak side, which is necessary. Remember, he picked up the Silas because of the kit that it had and required. Yeah. And the Jin Zhao is supposed to be the bridge. Of course, Rise is going to get out of there because it's that threat. You can already see people converging from mid over to the area, so that's a smart decision. But to my point, he's just here to hold Rise back. It was already going to be bad no matter what, but as long as he's able to eat the wave, then he's going to be in a pretty good position for the fight. But he needs to get to that point quickly because he's been losing out not just in the individual matchup versus the Lucian, but now we're putting him on the side lane, and now Rise is going to run roughshod in that situation.
Both solo laners are behind 50 CS of their counterparts.
Tough.
And that's massive. Yeah, that's the 2K, 3K gold lead in the case of the top lane. I will just hone down to the mid because you saw the 2 item spike now for the Lucian. And all you AD carry mains out there know that when a Lucian has 2 items, Blade of the Ruin King and Essence Reaver, this man is going to absolutely land every bullet right in your face. That's going to hurt.
It'll hurt. It'll hurt. On sideline, too, I think that's something that we need to see consistently. And remember that Mountain Dragon is a point of focus for top esports with a lane assignment that very easy to pick up. Able to deny that away from BLG.
Yep. So
now they can continue to play that game. I'm happy that Kuro is able to find something for himself off top lane, but now top esports can reset the position that they have on the map, start to focus a little more pressure towards Baron buff. Easy to be able to get that. On BLG, you need to find a fight, man.
Yeah.
You got Sivir, you have Nautilus for yourself. You can try and find something on Lux through mid lane, but you need to be able to get the vision control to be able to catch it. Right now, you don't really have that many answers.
Really hard as well. Realm Warp, Relentless Pursuit from the top side. And in this now 1-3-1, top esports comfortable that they have the escape tools to run away from the impounding doom that BLG are trying to bring. Right now, Ben as well. Mobility boots, hard to catch the Lux. So a lot of avoidability here from top esports that continues to kind of prevent BLG from getting in their face.
I'm glad that they were able to take the ward right there because that one's able to catch them so consistently in transition from mid to bot side. So if Ryze ever comes right back, as you can see he's trying to do that, then they can make that transition pretty easy.
Yep.
They just need to be able to stop him, nail him down, kill him. If Ryze ever dies, they can go towards Baron. So that's a play that they want to make. Doesn't have to be a rush for Baron, but it has to just be able to force top esports in a fight where they're a man down.
Yep.
That's the game that BLG is trying to play right now.
Righteous Glory on the rise, by the way, as well. So second item's going as standard of the do and be popularized build in spring. That's actually continued to prevail across the world. See a blasting one that's been there for a while too. So
Ruby Crystal too, so it might be a Rylai's. There are situations where you look at that and you're like, well, that's a little bit too much utility, but still
90 AP.
Exactly, and a lot of that's just the gold that he's able to acquire for himself. So at this point, doesn't seem like there's a wrong answer here.
Has teleport as well to join the fight, but 369 opts to walk up instead. All 5 members around this mid lane right now, and you talk about the man advantage. If BLG can find it, well, 369 runs in first, and Loken's right behind him. He might be caught out. BLG jump onto 369, get the slow. Everyone flashes, they find him, but now Meteor takes the brunt of that damage. Prodigia gets dove on by Loken and the rest of top esports. Kuro goes for the flash. He wants the chain lash, but as ADD comes in with a late slicing Maelstrom, top still have the damage, and it's because Knight can't be killed in this fight. He runs onto Shinmo, ready to sling a couple more bullets with a triple kill, and top wiping BLG off the face of Summoner's Rift.
Right towards Baron too. Bad timing for BLG to be getting picked off in that situation. Went straight for Shinmo, and they get slayed on that pick.
And they picked up the Mountain Dragon before, and both AD carries alive with the Lux shield that everybody hates. So get ready for this Baron to be sliced, diced, and deleted as top esports pick up a positive advantage in this game 1.
A lot of confidence there from 369 to even pick up that fight. He just went straight for it, of course, was confident with the armor that he had underneath him, the constant shields that he had to be able to just weather the storm in which you got on top of Shinmo, started the fight for his squad. I think at the end of the day, there are so many threats on the side of top esports, they really couldn't nail as many people as they want. So this is how it all started off. Great hook from Shinmo to at least then focus and re-engage back 369, but he's way too damn fast with the phase rush. So when they ended up picking him off, Cataclysm terrain, split up the squad, and it made it so much easier for Knight to be able to come into the back end. Take a look at how hard it is for ADD to get a proper ultimate. And just comes down to where the fight ended up taking place. In an area with so much terrain, including the driving Cataclysm, that made it so difficult to ever get, let's say, even 2 people in one cannon ulti.
I was just watching Knight that entire fight, and he was dancing and prancing everywhere. He was having a great time. Level 16 now on the Lucian, 3 items with a pickaxe in inventory, and both these 80 carries are fed on that note. With Loken moving towards the Hex Drinker in that 3rd item, the Colonel's dipped.
Wow.
Much like BLG's chance in this game, because it's an 8k gold lead. They're going up against a 1-3-1 that's now come as a community towards this bottom side with Baron.
Whenever top esports get that first Baron, they make it count. So I want to be able to see what they can do here, of course, with 369 being able to get a lot of pulling the bots out of the map, because I expect more than just being able to pick the bottom lane tower down. Once it goes down, allows for a lot larger of a room for 369 to cut through enemy red side jungle, make a play throughout mid, and that for me is the 1-2 punch that you end up seeing from top esports time and again.
Really hard to get vision control in this bottom side jungle as well for BLG. Getting shut out, and if they lose this mid lane turret, to get out of base right now seems to be a task, as Culling's going to come through in the mid lane, but there's not much from Kuro that he can achieve.
But at least you have Sivir to be able to get some great push through mid, and they're going to try and force a fight here. 369 is going to get caught.
369 might die again. Let's see how long he takes to die, though. Righteous Glory gets popped and he eventually drops as XX comes in and drops top himself with the Cataclysm. That's 2 members going down, but GA delays. Knight and Loken and Ben are coming in. Onto Meteor, they find the double life binding. They flush away. XX is still alive after burning the key summoner. Now Knight wants to try and make the outplay.
They were able to slow him down. Rise no longer on the map off that pick was crucial. Now they got to force on at least one side of the map. So good one from BLG. They've been trying to hunt for him all game long. Gets the job done now.
I was going to say they held that mid lane turret after as well. It still goes down, but you're right. BLG delaying the game. It's 10k gold, but with Rise up in 15 seconds, there's opportunity now for BLG to get priority back on some of these waves.
Yeah, a bit of an arms race at this point for BLG. If we're talking about what they need to do to be able to get back into the game, for me, it's going to be on Jin Zhao to, thankfully, he just completed, came back from base to be able to get his rapid fire cannon.
Yep.
So 3 items already locked down, but I need to be able to see him being able to pick up his third Zeal item. You can already see him with the stopwatch. Maybe he goes towards the Guardian Angel early on. With how much dive threat is there from top esports, I wouldn't be surprised about that. But just focus on the Sivir. Sivir at this stage can really slow a game down as long as the next Baron doesn't come through, because it really just negates the ricochet damage that quickly. But as I say that,
ADD, come on.
He can get away.
Back away.
He's good.
There you go. Press the B.
Don't look.
Knight's going to go through
Don't
brush
check.
number 1. Culling
No.
into the
Get
second.
out.
Into the third. Knight's coming. Presses W. No. Oh. They don't know. Don't say anything. ADD, just press B. Press B. Go back. Press it. Press the damn button.
No, it's all good. It's all good. He's
Okay.
safe. Jesus, Lord have mercy.
So Knight wouldn't have seen that the... No, stop. Oh, unless, Raz, this is the flank that brings BLG back into the game.
This is what I'm talking about. It's not going to be a cursed play either. This one's going to be pretty clean, too.
God, please don't.
Yeah, I'm doing it.
No.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool. At the end of the day, I think they're a little bit too suspicious of the situation. They don't have any eyesight on where Kennen is. They're just going to move towards mid lane, where they have some pretty good defensive wards around them, too. So
Yeah. I was about to say this could either go really well, this could backfire
he's patient
massively.
as hell. Let's go!
ADD's waited for the wave, and it begins. Turret's going to go down, but top esports have no idea where he is.
Rocky montage. Knight is isolated.
They're going to find him. Lightning Maelstrom only onto 180. Almost dies because of it, but they get the pick. BLG get the pick, and it was all worth it in the end.
That's one of those situations where if you ever end up doing a VOD review, he's safe. It's cool. It's cool.
Okay, right.
That's a support ultimate, by the way. That's not going to do any damage.
Oh, thank you.
He's going to be sad as hell. Like, how is Knight ever going to look back at that VOD and say, I made the right choice? I made the wrong choice? Because he's like, what? At the end of the day, he's got to check every bush? Yeah, it's cool, man. What are you going to do?
It's a close call. You're kind of happy that the cannon got away with it in the end as well. I was going to say, before we saw ADD getting caught out, before he's rushing up towards the top side, that another part of how BLG get back into this game, for me, you always look towards that Slicing Maelstrom. Such a key ultimate that at the close to level 16 Kennen can find himself in the middle of the fight with potentially a stolen Cataclysm. I know specific, but ADD could bring this game right back.
Yeah, I would love to be able to see, specifically, you're right about ADD. Another point for me is also going to be off of, if Kuro can get a great Lux ultimate as well.
Very true.
Been able to at least farm himself up that Luden's Echo, so he has a lot of AP underneath him. The conversion would be really good. It's a lot of damage that they can start before the fight even really begins. Before Jin Zhao, is able to really get into it.
Yep.
So I'm loving the composition BLG has at this stage. It's just so tough because obviously, like, they got into an 8k gold deficit before they really got comfortable with it.
And remember that for Kuro, he's so close to level 16. When he hits that mark, he will have the hijack every 10 seconds. With a bit of CDR under his belt as well, that's going to be huge. Kuro's now hit that mark. He can steal the Lux Final Spark. He can also go for Cataclysm, culling, get that big rotation of ultimates in the fight.
That's why a lot of the focus for me is on this Baron, but take a look at the minimap. Rise is already on the bot side. He's going to be doing a lot of damage towards the tower itself.
No one's there.
They have to rush it. You're on a timer.
It begins. Control ward down as well. Vision going to be negated while look at the bottom side. 369's hitting away, but Teleport's finally going to come in after securing the turret with the culling as well. Baron is stopped, and top esports get everything from a simple play.
Where are they going?
369. He wants to realm orb in front of BLG, but they're not there. They've gone the long route.
They're creating a wall to stop them from coming through mid once again. And here's the weird situation now. If top esports go through the mid lane turret, then BLG have an opening towards going to Baron. So Top Esports
Wow.
are going to have a mid lane shove at the same time as taking Baron.
They need to pick one, but they're too slow because this Baron is going down quickly,
lost
and
it.
it's gone. The Mountain Dragon with double AD carry just does that much.
And already Rise is going to reap his reward. Straight towards the inhibitor. They picked up literally everything.
ADD's like, what do I go for the flank? Do I go mid? Where do I go? Positioning, positioning, positioning. At this point, 369 almost gets the inhibitor. BLG still up back to base.
It's literally cat and mouse because they sent too many members now towards the Rise. He didn't commit to the inhibitor. Now take a look towards the top side. Sure, even if you take the Rise kill, you're going to be losing your top lane inhibitor turret. They're going for it.
Okay, so finally making the play. BLG lose the inhibitor, but can they get the ride? 369 underneath the minions himself with the Baron buff. He flashes away to the rest of his team, but the rest of BLG are there first. They dredge line into him, but the Rise almost bursts them down. Finally, 369 drops, but it's at the cost again.
Teleport. They're coming through for this fight. They need to be able to come back at some point.
ADD level 15, the Slicing Maelstrom available with Flash Raz.
Oh my god.
Top Esports.
They're splitting up too.
Ways.
XX is not going to be a part of this.
ADD's in the brush. Waiting comes in too, man. Locks down Loken. We need the second one as well, but the final spark comes through. Knight's still alive. He's kited out fairly well as a 1 for 2. Now 2 for 3. It's going wrong. BLG have walked into this. Now they want to walk out. Loken lives for so damn long. Goes golden. Bend the remnants. They send out a shield, and here we go. Finally drops down, and Top Esports again just can't be stopped.
That was the gambit BLG were praying for, and honestly, everything was going straight according to plan. XX moved on to the right side, but at the end of the day, you can't do it. You don't have the damage necessary. There's way too much mobility coming out of the Kai'Sa, and Loken locks in.
The 4-item Kai'Sa doesn't die. And Top Esports with 3 members put the driving force on top of BLG. Close this one out in 32-minute fashion to take away game 1.
That was a fun game.